this awareness is very good for you because it helps you become better. It helps you become a better artist. You can reach there, or you'll reach your own benchmark. But you can't be delusional. This Delulu is not the Salulu in this industry.
It's not.
It's nowhere the Salulu. You cannot. People will tell you what are you doing.
Delulu is not the
Salulu in this industry.
I've never heard this.
What
is it just because I'm so old?
No. I'll tell you. Nowadays, people are saying Delulu is only the Salulu because be delusional and you can almost
and you can get through anything.
Like fake it till you make it.
Cut out the noise. पर यहाँ नहीं चलेगा. यहाँ अगर आपने एक सीन अच्छा नहीं किया, आपके डायरेक्टर के चेहरे पे दिखता है कि तुमने ये सीन अच्छा नहीं किया और ओके नहीं होता है वो टेक तब तक. तो वो जो प्रेशर होता है ना from am I doing okay? Okay, finally it's okay. That pressure you carry yourself.
Prajakta, Kusha, it's so lovely to have you on Now Bingeing.
Thank you for having us.
You know, you two are part of the first generation of digital stars in the country, and I just feel like there's so much you both do. Your creators, your actors, your influencers, your role models, your, of course, social media stars. I feel like you've created new ways of self-expression, of entertainment. So, first of all, big congratulations.
Thank you.
I think it's just wonderful. I want to start by asking that now that you're both sort of actively pursuing careers as actors, is there a contradiction between what you do as creators, as influencers, and what you do as actors? Because obviously, you're putting out a version of yourself in one aspect of it, but acting, you're playing completely other characters. So let's say if the two of you are like thinking about what am I creating for my YouTube channel today or for my social today, is there something you would do or not do because you're pursuing maybe an acting role? Like, is there a contradiction between these things?
Yeah, I think there's a massive contradiction. That's what I believe.
In what way?
In what way? That when we make our characters, at least the ones that I do, they're kind of caricaturish. Like when I do a South Delhi woman or a South Delhi girl, these are extremely loud women, and to put across a point, I'll have exaggerated expressions. I'll take the joke too far. Like we'll really take it too far, and it'll be a little. People will be like, okay, this is a little too much, but we're enjoying this.
Sure.
Because most characters we make, people want to take the piss out of them, or you want to show a very altered and a very exaggerated version of it, which people can relate to, but also can laugh at.
Yeah.
But with films, I feel like whatever I have done, it's a different ball game altogether. First of all, camera acting is a different world completely. You have to know what to do with your hands. Like for the biggest time, I did not know what to do with my hands. Like, and I forgot.
Meaning, kidhar rakho hai?
Kidhar rakhna hai? Like, you know, where do they have to be? Like, body language to be fluid, to be comfortable on screen is a difference. It's a different ball game. At least that's what I thought. Like, I understand why people workshop and why people continuously workshop is to maybe understand like how to be free as a character, as a person on camera. Because the moment you're aware of it is when I think it shows in everything that you do. That for sure. And I think the second thing which I have realized, and I recently was doing a show called Dehati Ladke, and I was working with this director, and he said, you know, until unless you feel it, I don't think it will really show on screen. Unless you know exactly what this character is going through. When we're making characters for social media, and since a lot of it we've made for comedy, it's like we want to get to the joke so quick, so fast. You want to get that first laugh so quick, and then punchlines after punchlines after punchlines. Here, there's more restraint, there's more therav, there is more. You have to really enjoy the pauses also.
Yeah. I also feel like the perspective only changes because I remember being on set for the first time as Dimple and realizing that how am I going to ever play a character that I have not written?
Yeah.
You know, it's made up by someone else, it's someone else's brainchild, and it just comes to you on a platter telling you this is what she looks like, this is what she's going to wear, this is what she's going to say. So it's all just kind of put together, and you're the last person to get involved in the story when you're an actor. Everybody else has done their prep. rep and everybody knows the character so well by the time it comes to you. So I feel like the perspective is only fresh in general, and many perspectives.
Sure.
When we're doing characters by ourselves, I think it's just us. कि मुझे लगता है कि ये ऐसे बोलेगी क्योंकि मुझे लगता है. But when it comes to like a whole team of writers and a direction team that has worked on making someone a character, I feel like there's so much more perspective that comes in, and there's no way to realize this unless you actually go on set. Like nobody could prep you for something like this. Nobody could tell you before you go on set कि अच्छा ये ऐसे होने वाला है. Not unless you get there. So it's very different, but it's very exciting.
Is there a difference in the nature of impact, right? Because you both had tremendous impact as digital stars, but is there a difference in the impact when a film is in theatres? Have you felt anything?
I feel like I'll speak only for myself. Tell me what you think.
Yeah.
But like I feel like I haven't done enough to
cinema.
see the impact. क्योंकि अब तक जितना किया है उसके बारे में शेयर तो अपने इंस्टाग्राम पे किया है, तो रिप्लाईज तो वहीं पे आ रहे हैं, या पता चल रहा है कि हाउ मच एवरीवन इज गोइंग टू वॉच इट और लाइकिंग इट और नॉट लाइकिंग इट थ्रू social media, since that's the direct vehicle that we have to understand what we are doing is working or not working. So I don't think I've done enough to kind
really
of
gauge
if I feel like I need to do more to know better.
Kusha, for you?
I feel influencers and creators and as actors anyway is a little frowned upon.
Why? By who?
I think a lot by the industry also. Like I can't really give you direct examples, but I feel like if someone's done their work in, let's say, acting, if they've been to NST and if they've gone through the grind and if they've been to FTI, they maybe think that this is a very easier route for us to get into films, and maybe we are being hired for our social clout. And these are just facts that are out there, so we must discuss them, we must address and acknowledge them. But at the same time, I feel we've not done enough work. I feel like I have, for example, picked a lot of smaller roles in, let's say, bigger films. My first film was actually Ghost Stories, which was an anthology. My character didn't really have an arc. My character didn't really have any impact on the storyline. But I enjoyed doing it. I will not regret a role like that because it gave me the privilege of being on a set. Just the idea of being on a set, just the idea of understanding how film sets work, what really is a camera angle, what really is blocking. So everyone's pace is going to be different for sure, but we will make an impact slowly and steadily. We will have to earn that confidence as we've done being creators.
Yeah.
My mentor always says, you've given what, 4, 5, 6 years to be a creator, you'll have to give 10 to maybe in films. And I think we're willing to give that. So there is no urgency, there is no abhi chahiye validation. No, we'll wait.
And it's such a great time to be an actor also, I feel. It's a lovely time to also learn. And I feel like if we had to become actors and if this transition had to happen, I don't think it could have happened at a better time.
It couldn't have.
Because the, not just the audience, but also the makers. Like we have a more diverse writer room in every show. We have a more diverse set of people directing and telling these stories, and they not only are diverse in the way that they make content, they're diverse in the place that they come from.
Yeah.
So I feel like the whole mix of a team that happens is so exciting.
Do you guys ever have a moment, because you already have these giant communities, right? You already have these giant fan followings. So do you ever have that moment when, like, let's say you don't get the role, right? You audition, your heart is on it, but nahi hota hai. So do you do like revenge reels or something like, I'll show you, I have my own kingdom anyway? वो कभी नहीं होता?
No.
Revenge reel and all. देख लेंगे वो.
I don't mean specifically at those people. I mean just to get a sense of the narrative you completely control.
I mean that I feel like there's a lot of sense of security that comes from knowing that there is a safety net.
Yes.
Where my bills will still get paid.
Yeah.
Where I still have a job that I'm going to. Where I don't have to spend all my energy in sitting at home and just waiting कि अच्छा when will that phone
that
call
text to
come and when
yeah.
will the text come, or did I get it, did I not get it. I feel that I feel that's privilege, because I have something that is a working machinery for me, that kind of keeps going. So there's definitely that sense of security that comes, and I feel so happy to be in that position, because जैसे कई बारी ना ये बातें होती हैं कि Prajakta, it's a great role but पैसे नहीं है ज़्यादा. So if I was in a position where I had to do it for the work and also for the money, I would have gone with a different, you know. But the fact that I have something that that acts as a safety net for me, I can actually even take these risks every now and then and be like, कोई बात नहीं, try कर लेते, it's okay, at least मतलब. So that ऐसे बहुत सारी चीजें आती हैं दिमाग में. Of choice, like you get the freedom of choice because of
which is amazing.
The careers that our communities have given us. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because that's the problem. When you begin, there is no choice.
Yeah.
You have to do what
and
comes
there's
your
no
way.
money also.
There's no.
Yeah, I can't sustain on the money I make.
Yeah.
As an actor.
Through all the fiction projects.
Yeah.
I mean, I of course I can survive, but that's not. I will not be hitting my targets. I will not be able to pay salaries. So that's there for sure.
Yeah.
She's right there.
Yeah.
We actually take huge pay cuts because there is. I mean, I don't know about we, but I take huge pay cuts for like let's do a fiction project because there's only so much money there.
Yeah.
Which is the reason she's right. There's always something
to fall back on.
This career I'm never going to let go of. You know, there is always that question, now creator, actor, and I'm like, no, both.
Exactly.
Because actors are also making reels.
Yeah, and we're in a position where we don't need to choose anymore.
Yeah.
You don't have to be कि अच्छा ये छोड़ना पड़ेगा because अभी full time acting क्यों भैया नहीं दोनों कर सकते हैं.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
About that revenge thing, my biggest curse in life is hyper awareness. I'm too aware, and I have too much of an objective opinion. I had auditioned for this anthology, Feels Like Love.
Feels like ishq.
Feels Like Ishq. And there was a short story interview, which I think was the best story. And Zayn did that. Yeah. And I auditioned for it, okay? And I think I was shortlisted, but I didn't get it, obviously. Then I saw Zayn in it. I don't think anybody could have done that better than her. She was so brilliant. I was nowhere close to her in the audition. So when you know that, because we're also people who make content for a large audience. Yeah. We know what works, what doesn't work. We know when one of our videos not performed well. We know for the exact reasons why, and then we try to rectify it. So when you are kind of like the writer, director, producer of your own content, you can see what works better.
Yeah.
If I was the producer, I wouldn't have picked myself because Zayn did such a fantastic job in it. So of course you can reach there. You can be a better actor. You can take help. All of that can happen. But you can see कि कौन क्या काम कर रहा है और कौन अच्छा काम कर रहा है. So this awareness is very good for you because it helps you become better. It helps you become a better artist. You can reach there, or you'll reach your own benchmark. But you can't be delusional. This Delulu is not the Salulu in this industry.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
It's nowhere the Salulu. You cannot. People will tell you what are you doing.
Delulu is not the
Salulu in this industry.
I've never heard this.
What are you
just
saying?
Because I'm so old?
No. I'll tell you. Nowadays, people are saying Delulu is only the Sululu because be delusional and you can almost
and you can get through anything.
Like fake it till you make it.
Cut out the noise. पर यहाँ नहीं चलेगा. यहाँ अगर आपने एक सीन अच्छा नहीं किया, आपके डायरेक्टर के चेहरे पे दिखता है कि तुमने सीन अच्छा नहीं किया और ओके नहीं होता है वो टेक तब तक. तो वो जो प्रेशर होता है ना from am I doing okay? Okay, finally it's okay. That pressure you carry yourself.
I'm going to move on to our next section. But before that, I have one last question. Who's one director on your wish list?
Sriram Raghavan?
Vasan Bala.
Oh yeah, Vasan Bala.
How fun.
Maza aega na, like I feel like but they have to believe that we can do something in their film. You can say whoever.
No, but why? It is a wish list. Why not?
Putting it out.
I met him once and I really enjoyed his vibe and I really enjoyed everything he said and we were kind of vibing on the same jokes. So
yeah, he's quite chill.
Yeah, and I love the work that he's done, obviously. So obviously, yes.
Yeah.
And Sriram for you.
Sriram Raghavan for sure.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, we're now going into the binge list.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you guys, what kind of binging do you do?
Okay.
So are
the
you like
unhealthy kind?
हाँ वही. पहला question वही है कि मतलब कितना होता है? Can you go all night?
जितना हो सकता है.
Really?
Yeah. That's the only way to watch content.
That's why it's a binge, na. Otherwise, तो you are too disciplined.
Yeah, the shows
Too
are-
civilized
Too
about
civilized about it.
it.
But shows are made to binge actually. Even if you look at the format of shows nowadays, they are made to actually, you sit on a Friday night and like basically watch it for 2 nights or maybe
Suddenly
one
it's
night.
Sunday.
And then it's Sunday.
You don't realize.
That's, see, I think that's the only way to watch it.
Yeah.
So how can
Okay, what's the last one you did this for, Prajakta?
Kala Pani and Kunk on Earth.
Yeah.
Full night.
Yeah. But all shows, everything I
Yeah.
watch like that only. I am
Yeah.
never, you know.
I'm having these thoughts in my head of like youth. What an amazing thing.
No.
You just spent 2 nights watching shows.
No, but like I am missing deadlines. I am
Yeah, yeah.
missing calls. All important work. Can you believe I watched Vampire Diaries like that? It's a very long show.
It's a very long show. I
It's
watched
many
Vampire
seasons.
Diaries for the first time last year.
Same.
I didn't watch it like growing
Yeah, me
up in
neither.
that era.
Me neither.
But like this, कि पूरी रात कर लो.
I was constantly posting about it to my social media. That what is this? What have you all gotten me into? And
Yeah.
why is Damon like this?
Yeah.
And why is Stefan like this?
Yeah.
What is it?
Were you also very disappointed with the last season?
I am actually disappointed after the 5th season.
Fair enough.
I didn't like. I was like not gonna watch it. But last show I watched like this was Kora, and I thought I loved that show, and
Me
I
too.
loved the show that they've not basically taken the piss out of Punjabi as a language,
Yeah.
and everybody spoke nice, authentic Punjabi, and even that girl whose fiance died. There was no makeup on her face in the interrogation scene, and I thought that was just so beautiful. And you could see her actual skin texture. It's a very small thing,
Yeah.
but I think as a woman, when you're watching
but it's
it,
very
you
important,
like
yeah.
that. You like that a lot. So Kora you couldn't have watched in a
Yeah, you
week.
can't, yeah.
You have to know who did what.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
Yeah. All shows, you're right.
All shows have to be the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when it's fun.
And if it's a K drama, then you are
know,
you won't work that those 10 days.
I have not gone down that rabbit hole
Please
yet.
don't.
Everybody tells me, how have you not watched? And I know I'm going to love it, but I'm working on the book and I'm like, no, let me finish that because I know if I start my first K-drama, like Crash Landing on You has been on my list. If I start, I know I will not do anything else.
K dramas are a slow burn, and
they're
then
very long,
they're very long. Every episode is 1 hour plus, and then you can't stop watching it. And they're easily sometimes 20 episodes. I started with this show called Something in the Rain.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Former editor of BuzzFeed, Nirali, she
Nirali
suggested.
Oh, she watches a lot of
She
K-drama.
watches all K-dramas.
Yeah.
I think all BuzzFeed
That's
watches
true.
K-drama.
That's true.
I couldn't stop watching that show, man. I remember that time Zorawa used to ask me, "What are you doing, Bart?" And I'm like, "You have to come watch this show. It's insane." So it was really something.
Now, obviously, as creators, consuming content is part of your job, right? Like, it's just to see what's out there. But because there's so much out there, how do you two decide? How do you curate your own watching?
I get a lot of recommendations from my audience that you have to
Audience.
watch this. Yeah. And I sometimes ask also, what are you watching nowadays? And they tell me. Then I think he does Rohan actually on
Joshi.
Instagram. Rohan
Yes,
Joshi.
yes.
He gives a lot of, like, I think he was the one
Recommendations.
who got me into The Last of Us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I think he posts a lot about it also.
Yeah. He
And-
told me he watches like 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Him and
yeah.
I binge watched Rings of Power together, and that was a lot of fun. That was the first
Yeah.
time I binge watched a show with someone.
Right.
And we were discussing like theories and all. It was damn fun. I'm actually not watching as much as I'm reading. So that has been a little out of control. And again, same, like I'll get recommendations from my audience.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you just put it out there that I'm looking for something to read.
Yeah,
give
tell
me
me
a
what to
suggestion.
watch.
But your friends also tell you, like Srishti Dikshit, who's a very good friend, she'll tell me to watch something. Ki ye dekhna hai, ye dekho. So like we watch that.
Okay, what's a recent performance on a show that made you jealous?
Sukant Goyal in Kala Pani.
Jealous. I won't say jealous, but like I really enjoyed Jeremy Allen White in The Bear. In the sense, like
I have to watch The Bear.
if you can like to show that kind of internal and external rage, and that one episode that was just one shot, and the way that he killed it, I feel like I haven't watched anything like The Bear this year. This year for me, like the top show has to be The Bear. And even Ali Wong in Beef.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If you're able to do something like that on screen, oh my god. And anything Vamika Gabbi does. Anything she does.
Yeah.
Anything. Even in Khufia. I
Even
saw-
her Instagram, I'm jealous
मैं
of.
ऐसे देखती रहती हूँ. मैं recently texted her also कि यार क्या हुआ? मतलब ऐसे देखती हूँ उनको. She's so beautiful and
Yeah.
she acts without fear.
And what a warm person. I met her for the first time the other day. And it's so nice when you have an image of someone and then you meet them and they exceed that and they are nice and they are warm and they're normal.
Yeah.
It feels great.
Yeah.
Is there a recent Indian show that you would have wanted to be a part of?
The anthology love stories, because interesting stories come out of it, and I feel like I would have loved to be a part of anything that addresses the issue of female sexuality or any kind of sexuality. Because I think with the second offering, I think the stories only got deeper and more interesting. So definitely that.
I feel like I'm just obsessed with Kala Pani only.
Yeah, Kala Pani.
Because that is what I
That's a
finished
current
it like
obsession.
last night.
Yes, yes.
So I'm just obsessed with that.
Guns and Gulab, I feel like that was also very. It was so stylistic.
Yeah.
Like it was very. It was
very
so much-
Sholay.
It was very
Yeah,
style
yeah.
heavy and.
Kala?
Yeah.
Oh, Kala was very beautiful.
Kala was gorgeous.
Oh my god, I cried and cried
Yeah.
and cried watching Kala. Monica, oh my darling.
Monica, oh my
was
darling.
it this year or last
This
year?
year, this year. Monica,
Monica, oh my darling was
Yeah.
so much style. I feel like while
Even Jubilee.
Jubilee was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
जैसे हम तो कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं.
सब
Do
जितने
we really
निकले.
fit in there?
We don't know.
Want to.
Is there a film that's shaped you as actors?
Jab we met.
Oh yeah.
You mean all millennial girls? Shaped me as an actor.
The thing is, I grew up so dependent on films
Yeah, very dependent.
for my only source of inspiration that I cannot pick one. Like you
Chalo,
really
2, 3.
Kaho Na Pyar Hai. For sure, because I saw what that film did for Amisha Patel and Hrithik Roshan, and my love, my eternal and forever love for Hrithik Roshan aside, just seeing that how 3 hours in a theatre can change someone's life, the
Absolutely.
possibility
Yeah.
of how you can go from 0 to 100 like that if your story works, was very exciting for me. Speaking of Amisha Patel, I think Amisha Patel in the first Gadar has stayed with me. So many films, yeah, I get a lot of flack for this, but I love Viva. I love it.
Everyone loves it.
They do, right?
Yeah,
Why do I
yeah.
get so much
Everyone
shit
secretly
for
loves
it?
it,
Everybody's
right?
just like, Viva.
They're like.
I'm like, I love it. Viva, Jab We Met, हम साथ साथ हैं, हम आपके हैं कौन, all सूरज बजातिया films, अंदाज अपना अपना, हम आपके हैं, हम दिल, हम है राही प्यार के, what is the Pooja Bhatt and Amir Khan?
दिल है कि
दिल है कि
मानता
मानता नहीं, लगान, जोधा अकबर.
Everything.
Everything I've watched, you know, like you come back, like I've said this before, कि जब मुझे डांट पड़ती थी ना बचपन में और आंखों में आंसू आ जाते थे, तो I used to run to the mirror कि आंसू वेस्ट नहीं होने चाहिए, and I would do a scene because I was like, I don't know how to cry on cue, but since I'm already crying, I might as well use it for a scene. So I used to rehearse all these scenes from different movies. So I really can't pick which one has shaped it. The whole industry as a whole, doing all kinds of movies, good, bad, ugly. Hera Fairy.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Awara Pagal Deewana.
Everything, yeah. Like, if you just talk about 90s alone, Hum Aapke Hai Kaun was the first film I saw. Obviously, it shaped me as a person.
Yeah.
Obviously, joote do paise lo. You know, like for
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, kuch hota hai. And usi time,
Kabhi
around
Khushi
that
Kabhi
time, Rangila and Bandit Queen also came. वो भी देखी है हमने.
Yeah, yeah.
We've secretly watched Kama Sutra on our
Monsoon
Meera
Wedding.
Nayar's.
Meera Nayar's
Yes.
Kama Sutra, and because it came on ZTV one day, and
Really?
the entire school knew about it because we all went and watched it, and our parents didn't know about it, or maybe they knew and they were just
This is
letting
the
us.
height of subversion.
Yes, and I'm just saying that we've watched it. Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam, Devdas,
Monsoon
Devdas is
Wedding.
Andar, like Monsoon Wedding, you know. And if I just speak more about, let's say a little more recent money, last 10 years, There were films like Dhobi Ghat and Ship of Theseus,
Yeah.
which I've actually watched that film in a theatre. So like people have gone and watched that. Like I remember the Love Stories anthology from Bombay Talkies.
Right?
You know, and it had such interesting stories.
Yeah.
I
Even
remember-
Metro. Life in a Metro.
Life in a Metro. And then Gangs of Wasseypur. What do I like? There's everything. And
You can't pick.
how do you like? These
Yeah.
films we are a very emotional generation.
Yeah.
Like when we talk about Tamasha, we don't talk about Tamasha as a film. We talk about it as an emotion.
experience.
You remember the Ranbir and Deepika scene.
Yeah.
I can't even begin to tell you how that scene has impacted my friends in Delhi and all the people I know. They're crazy about that
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
So obviously,
Like as recent as Rocky Rani, that one scene where Ranveer breaks down and he talks about कि ये करो तो गलत है, वो करो तो गलत है, was written and worded so impactfully
Yeah.
that I came back thinking that finally someone said it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just everything that we've watched, I think.
yeah, Chak De India, anything Vishal Bhardwaj has ever made. Like we would, I was sitting with my friends the other day and we were watching Maqbool. We were actually
Which is
watching,
fantastic.
yeah, that song Roll In Day. And all of us started crying. Like I was sitting with creative people and all of us were just looking at it and just crying. So like these are films that speak to us on a different level. Omkara.
Omkara.
I'm sure I'm missing like 1,500
Hundreds,
films.
yeah,
but
true.
I don't think one has shaped. I
Sure.
think everything. Queen, you know, everything has shaped you because it spoke to you on a level. We are a Bollywood obsessed.
Yeah, Band Baja Barat.
Desh, band Baja. We'll just keep taking names
This
now.
can keep going on. But did anyone who you've shot with before actually have like one film?
It's hard.
Right?
Yeah.
Do
It's
you
very
have
hard.
a film?
Well, for me, it's Sholay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's the sort of the great definer of,
course, yeah.
of my life, and,
Yeah.
and it's a film I adore and keep going back to. But yeah, you can't, and you know, it also changes with who you are at that point in time.
Yeah.
Whom
Right.
do you talk to also like?
And what is, you know, you might respond completely differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like you talked about Tamasha. Now, when I first saw that, it didn't hit me at all in the way that it hit
later.
a whole
Yeah.
much younger generation. But when I saw it again, I saw what Imtiaz is trying to do, and how much, so much of it is at, for that point
Yeah.
very quite new.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just the way it addressed so much,
Yeah.
and the performances, of course, and God, how beautiful are both of them.
Yeah,
But
And we know the trope also. We know like how his
Absolutely.
actors are always like maybe finding themselves through a woman. But it's like a film you love to hate it, hate to love it. It's at the end of the day, it evokes an emotion in you, right?
Bilkul.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it stirs.
I'll send you a reel where this Anas, he makes these videos, Muhammad Anas. He basically talks about how like anytime you talk about Tamasha, आपने तमाशा नहीं देखी? मैं आपको बताता हूँ तमाशा क्या है. And he just talks about कि तमाशा में जब रणबीर ऐसे गया था और उसने वहाँ गया तो उसका symbolic मतलब ये था और ये था. It is the funniest thing ever. Like millennials will do anything to defend Tamasha. But also old films, yeah, Silsila, Masoom, Padosan, सब देखा हुआ है. खूबसूरत, पुरानी वाली खूबसूरत, नई वाली खूबसूरत, सब है. You know, is everything.
How lovely.
Nai wali khubsurat mein I was jealous properly. When I saw Sonam Kapoor, I was like jealous. Then I was like, but obviously I was not even in the realm of possibility with the movie that it is. But when I see it now, I just feel like I wish I could do that. Like I really wish I could.
How lovely.
Yeah.
How lovely. Okay, last segment. Now you have to pick up these one by one.
Okay.
Okay, and then just like tell me what was going on, because this is all from
God.
your
Very
social
embarrassing
media.
shit.
Ladies, what is happening?
Very proud of it.
It's very cute, but what was happening?
The caption is Mummy ji ke star boy.
Oh shit! This was the first time Kusha and I worked together.
Yeah.
Was it also the first time we met?
I think yes, it was the first time we met.
It was the first time we met. We were shooting for Netflix's YouTube
The explaining.
explaining.
Actually, you can watch that show to also get a sense of who we are.
Yeah, of course
that
I've seen it.
That was a fun.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I don't know. I think we look great. I think
We make
it's
good-looking
beautiful.
boys.
We do make good looking boys, and I think I love your sideburns.
Oh Lord.
And I'm looking freakishly similar to somebody. So yeah,
we're
but
not
yeah,
saying it?
Yeah, no, we're not
Okay.
saying it. Okay.
Okay, Kusha, that's you. On the can red carpet.
Yes.
This was this year, no?
Yeah, I'm wearing Rahul Mishra, and obviously I'm
wow.
really excited. I actually watched the show The Idol, which was one of the worst shows I've seen this year actually. And I knew it was terrible from that, like when I'd watched the first 2 episodes, because it was very uncomfortable watching as a woman.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the male gaze is just too strong on that show. And I remember because there was a bit of a discussion on what do influencers are really, what are they really doing at Cannes, right?
Yeah,
like that was a huge thing, and there were so
Absolutely.
many think pieces that came out of it, and it gave me a lot also to think about it. Where is this coming from? But on this day, I did go and attend a screening.
You look gorgeous.
And it was, I remember it was insane. Like just the scale of that hall, and the fact that the cast was there. Lily and Abel and all of these people were there, and you can watch them actually there, and they're on the screen also, and that screen is massive. Everyone's like dressed to the T. It's the night I'm never going to forget. That doesn't matter that the show was really trash. And now I can say it's trash because it's cancelled.
Oh, is
Initially
it?
you hold back a little bit, but I remember somebody had asked me in the comments that time, what do you think about The Idol? And I said, the male gaze is too high. And although like Lily has given her everything, and she's really given her everything in that show, so you feel even worse for a female actor who has given her body, soul, mind to this show. And look at what they've literally, the show they were trying to make and maybe like do a commentary on, which was like obviously Britney, it suffers from the same problem. They've ended up doing the same thing that they were trying to represent, which was kind of sad. Sorry, you asked me about something and I've said something completely different.
That's you.
Oh yeah, this is me sitting down with some of the most exciting, not exciting is the wrong word, most inspiring activists, climate change activists from around the world. So there's Aisha, who's from Pakistan, Greta's here, there's Helena, who's from the Amazonian Ecuador, and see, again my memory is failing me.
But you've named 3, so it counts.
Yeah, I've
and you've named Greta.
Yeah, I've named Greta, she's there.
Greta wins.
This was in Davos. I had gone there for the World Economic Forum, and I remember it was a very hush-hush conversation that I got through there. Prajakta, what are you doing on? So the Sunday, I think the event wrapped, and what happens during the World Economic Forum is the whole city is made the forum. Like it's emptied, all houses. Like there are no locals who stay there. Everything becomes a goals house, or this house, or that house, or it's everything like that. And so the whole city is different. It's just people who've come for the conference. And Sunday, I think everybody left. I was staying back 3-4 days more because I was writing, and YouTube was like, hey, do you want to shoot a video, Greta? And I was like, yeah, for sure. And this was just a roundtable thing that we sat down and spoke about. In all honesty, I shot this video, and I really wish I could have made it a little more relatable. So that is why I didn't upload it, because I kind of didn't relate to, or I didn't feel like there's anything that I learnt beyond what we already knew about the whole climate change conversation. So I didn't upload that video, but it's still a very, it's a fun picture though.
It is. It is. Kusha?
Best collab ever. Who gets to collab with Pankaj
Oh my
Tripathi?
God.
He's so fab.
Love.
You know, मैं इनके लिए स्क्रिप्ट लिख के गई थी, और स्क्रिप्ट सामने टेलीप्रॉम्प्टर पे थी, और हम with these big, this was Netflix, and with these big collabs ना, we work very hard. हम बहुत excited हो जाते हैं, हमारी टीम को हम बहुत freak out करते हैं, खुद freak out होते हैं. I wrote this script for him, and I was playing this character called Ma Vokanand.
I've seen this.
Which I stopped. I don't do this character anymore. But इन्होंने स्क्रिप्ट देखी, इन्होंने इतना इम्प्रूव किया मेरे साथ. He started calling me Voka. Voka कैसी हो तुम? You know, because मैं इनकी वो बनी थी disciple. And he was just so good. We shot in one go. Everybody was laughing behind camera. Netflix people were very happy. It was my one of the first independent collabs after I'd left my job at IDEWA. He's something else.
This is after Sacred Games, no?
Yeah, and I met him again on the sets of Kes To Banta Hai. I said, "Sir, ek reel bana lijiye, sir," and he was just so cool with it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that reel worked very well for us also.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I
That's
feel.
you, Prajakta?
That is me with Vidya. This was after Niyat earlier this year. Yeah, in July. And we were doing promotions. This is one of those moments where I've been a huge fan of Vidya Balan
Yeah.
for a very, very long time. And I remember when Anu had reached out, Anu's team had reached out saying, you know, Anu wants to do a call with you about this film that they're making. And then she said, Vidya Balan's in it. For me, at that point, I didn't say it to her because then that would just like, but at that point I looked at Sudeep, I said, I don't care if I'm a fly on the wall for this. If I'm going there for 3 days of shoot, I'm in. I'm doing this. I just want to be on a set with Vidya Balan.
Yeah.
And then when I read the script, I had a whole scene with her, which was huge. And I remember in this moment, we were promoting Niyat. We were in the Abundancia office in Andheri. And I'm so happy that Ari, who's my photographer, clicked this because we were rehearsing and I was having one of those, you know, one of those moments that you have sometimes when you're driving alone and like one tear will come then, how is this my life? Like, how did, like, when did it get here and why didn't I like kind of take more time to process this, because sometimes it just hits you, and it was one of those. So it was an outtake picture, but I uploaded it and it was मतलब ऐसे बीच में ये click हो गई थी कि ये नहीं करनी थी, उसके बाद हमने इसमें देख के वगैरह post करा था, but I uploaded this because it was that moment where I looked at it and said, how am I promoting a film that I've done with Vidya Balan, promoting it with Vidya Balan, and she's right there and she knows my name and everything. So,
How lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was such fun.
Thank you.
And I've learned Delulu is not the
Sululu.
I love it. I just love it. I feel cooler already. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I can't sustain on the money I make.
Yeah.
As an actor.
Through all the fiction projects.
Yeah.
I mean, I of course I can survive, but that's not, I will not be hitting my targets. I will not be able to pay salaries. So that's there for sure.
Yeah.
She's right there.
Yeah.
We actually take huge pay cuts because there is, I mean, I don't know about we, but I take huge pay cuts for like, let's do a fiction, to do a fiction project because there's only so much money there.
Yeah.
Which is the reason she's right. There's always something to
fall back
on. This career I'm never going to let go of. You know, there is always that question, now creator, actor, and I'm like, no, both.
Exactly.
Because actors are also making reels.
Yeah, and we're in a position where we don't need to choose anymore.
Yeah.
You don't have to be कि अच्छा ये छोड़ना पड़ेगा because अभी full time acting क्यों भैया नहीं दोनों कर सकते हैं.
Absolutely.
Yeah.